What's up, guys? It's your boy Kazaris back with another fun little deck profile, and today we have the brand new Fortune Ladies. Yes, this is one of my favorite archetypes in the TCG. They have been bad for so long, and like every couple of months in the TCG, I just revisit them to try and do something with them, try and make them work. Try them with spellbooks, try them with Shadal, try them with Invoked. But now we have them in Duel Links, and by God, are they good. We just got the brand new Fortune Lady Calling, Future, Fortune Vision, Fortune Lady Past, and Fortune Lady Every in the TCG, in the most recent pack, Rising Rampage. And then, of course, they just immediately imported them into Duel Links, and they are putting in some work. I think this deck has a lot of potential. It is very good. It plays very well. Your standard combo, I'll get into that in a second, ends on Every, and sometimes Silent Magician. But here is the deck list. So you're playing this skill Time Passage, which right now is bugged, but doesn't really make a difference. So it reads, select one Fortune Lady monster you control. Its level is increased by 3 until the end of the turn, and it can only be used once per turn and twice per duel. The bug right now is that it can be used more than twice per duel, which really has not come up for me once. Like if I resolve it twice, I'm typically in the position to win because I'm already comboed and I'm already swinging with Every for 4,400, etc. So here's a list. We are playing the Silent Magician package, the 1 level 8 and the 3 regular Silent Magician. At the end of your combo, you're going to tribute the Every that you specials from the extra deck to summon the Silent Magician. That might seem weird because why would you go through all the work of summoning an Every just to tribute it for a Silent Magician? Well, Every's effect in the graveyard reads, if this during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other spellcaster type monster from your grave and special summon her. And then during your standby phase, when her level increases, you can banish a face-up monster your opponent controls. It gains 400 attack and defense times its level, so it'll be 2,800 when it comes out. And then you'll tribute it for Silent Magician, get it into the graveyard, and then when your opponent goes through their turn, if they clear your board or if they do something, you will always have that Every coming back as a 3,200 beater because it's a level 1 increase to 9, and you'll be able to banish a face-up monster they control. So between a Silent Magician negate, the threat of a Silent Magician level 8 coming out, and the threat of an Every banish in the grave, the deck's plays are very, very strong. So you have that Silent Magician package. You have 2 light. This might seem a little weird, but I was playing 3 originally, 3 past, 3 light. However, light is the worst. Like, the deck plays too many Fortune Ladies, I felt. I had 10 Fortune Ladies, including Fortune Vision, which can search. I mean, technically it's any Fortune Lady card, even calling. But like between 3 light, 3 past, a wind, and 2 water, that's 9 Fortune Ladies, and 10 if you include Fortune Vision, which is a lot. I found my hands being just like a ton of Fortune Lady cards. And that was just like the one that I wanted to cut the most. Like, I like playing 1 wind because going second, you can summon wind, pop a back row your opponent controls. It activates on summon, unlike Breaker where you have to summon it, equip the counter, and then activate its effect in a separate chain. Wind activates on summon, so even if they like Canadia it or Floodgate it, it also doesn't target, so then you can pop another back row that wasn't the Canadia or Floodgate. Smart opponents won't do that, but just like that will come up sometimes. And then you contribute it for your Silent Magician. So wind is good going second. And then 2 water is also a correct ratio, I believe, because if you draw 1, you want to have another one in deck to resolve with your combo, because you'll be summoning it off of Fortune Lady Calling to draw 2. And if you open the 1, if you only play 1 and you open it, that combo immediately is dead. And if you play 3, you're going to open 1 or 2 water a lot. So you don't want to open it, but you want to have it in the deck all the time, at least for your first combo. So 2 is the correct number, no more, no less. So light was the most logical one to cut down since I wanted to reduce the amount of Fortune Lady monsters in my hand. And really, to resolve the combo, you have to open calling regardless. So if you see light or past without calling, it doesn't matter because you can't special summon from deck. So the starting combo in your hand is 1 out of your 6, either 2 light, 3 past, or 1 Fortune Vision, and then 1 out of your 4, either 3 calling or 1 Fortune Vision. Because you'll summon light or past and then play calling, and then I'll explain the combo in a little bit. So you have the 1 wind there, I explained that, and then the 3 past. This is the Tuner Fortune Lady. It is the dark version of light. This card is what makes the deck, it brings that whole archetype together. So if you can target a Fortune Lady monster you control, banish any number of other spellcaster type monsters from your hand, field, and or graveyard, and if you do, increase or reduce that monster's level by the number of monsters banished until the end of this turn. So if you start with light or past, you'll activate calling, and then summon the corresponding one from the deck. So if you summon light, activate calling, special past, and vice versa. And then you will activate your skill Time Passage to increase Fortune Lady Past's level to 4. Then you will use her effect to target herself, banish the light, and then reduce her level by 1 to 3. And then since light was banished by a card effect, you summon water from deck. Water's effect to draw 2, and now you have a level 3 and a level 4 to synchro summon for every. So that is the basic combo of the deck. If you draw into Silent Magician or start with her after you complete the combo, you tribute the Every to summon Silent Magician. That way you have a spell negate. Every is in the graveyard, so it will guaranteed be coming back unless it gets banished by some card effect, but there's not a lot that are running around in the metagame to do that right now. So you'll be guaranteed to summon Every back in the end phase and banish in your standby phase. So it is safe in the graveyard until your following standby phase, and then you also have the threat of a Silent Magician level 8. And now the text that we're playing to draw off of Fortune Lady Water besides Silent Magician are 2 Forbidden Lance and 2 Forbidden Chalice. These could be anything. These 4 text slots could be anything. Honestly, you could change out the Silent Magicians too. I just prefer them. Some people play Cock-a-doodle-doo just to have more ways to summon Fortune Lady Every, because you can special cock as level 3, and then summon light and use Time Passage to make it level 4, or summon water, summon a dead water in your hand, etc. to make an Every. But I like these tech cards because Lance, this is brand new from the set. I got a prismatic one to match my prismatic chalice. Very beautiful. Lance reads, target a face-up monster on the field. Till the end of this turn, the target loses 800 attack, but is unaffected by the effects of other spell or trap cards. So if your opponent tries to interrupt your combo, say with like Canadia or Floodgate on your past or your light, you can chain Lance, target whatever they target to make it unaffected by everything else, and then you can proceed with your combo. Or if they don't interrupt you and it's turn 1, you can just set it as a trap card, like either as a Rush Recklessly, or I guess the opposite, to just damage step, reduce an attack on an opponent's monster by 800 so that it dies by battle, or make your, if they try to like bait out a Silent Magician negate by destroying it, you can just chain Lance to make the Silent Magician unaffected, and then save the spell negate for something that they actually need to resolve. So say, for example, say it's against this exact same deck mirror match, and you have Silent Magician, say they activate Forbidden Chalice to try and bait the Magician so that they can safely activate Calling. You can just chain Lance, and now you still have the Silent Magician negate, and then they can't resolve Calling, and you probably just win from there. And then the Chalice is very good against Dark Lords, the brand new tier 1 deck. Majority of the time, they're going to try to activate their spell and trap effects by using their monster effects, at which point you just chain Chalice. They paid 1,000 to attempt to activate, and now it's negated. And Silent Magician level 8 clears all of the Dark Lords as well, so that's pretty cool. Not on your opponent's turn, because they can just beat down and clear it, but on your turn you have a 3,500 beater to attack over any of their Dark Lords. So that's the deck. Let me just explain the extra deck real quick. So you have 2 Every. You're probably never going to be summoning more than 2, especially late game. You're probably going to go for something like Arcanite Magician to pop 2 cards your opponent controls. Arcanite just needs a tuner and a non-tuner spellcaster, and your entire deck is spellcasters. Black Rose, I haven't summoned this yet. Thinking about changing this to something else, but yeah, I don't know. Especially since I'm not playing Cock-a-doodle-doo, this is much less often to be summoned over something like Every. Like the majority of the time, it's going to be Every or it's going to be Arcanite, and it hasn't been Black Rose yet. Scrap Dragon is very good. So with Past and Water, so say you go Past and then Calling summon Water, you'll draw 2 and then Time Passage to increase Past to level 4. So that'll be level 4 and a level 4 to synchro for Scrap Dragon, which is a level 8 and a draw 2. So that's a cool play right there. And then Star Eater. So Star Eater is able to be used with Every as a 7 and Past as a 4, or Past as a 4, Wind and Water as a 4. Star Eater is kind of like late game if you just need a big body to clear stuff and you're afraid of like battle traps and stuff. Star Eater could be something else as well, but like Scrap Dragon, Arcanite, and Every are the ones I go into the most. But yeah, that's the deck. Let us get into some duels. So we have the combo. Open level 8, of course, but shouldn't matter. We have the combo Past and Calling. Turn off Toggle just so that Chalice isn't continuously annoying us with prompts. Okay, so Calling for whichever. So if we open Past, Calling for light, and vice versa. Now Time Passage first, target Past. Now use Past's effect, target herself. Banish the light, only the light. Decrease it, option number 2. And now Fortune Lady light effect, yes. Summon Water, and Water is mandatory, so it will just activate. You can't miss timing with Water. Draw 2. That was really good. Now we have a Fortune Lady Every synchro, backed up with Chalice and 2 Lances. Alright, that's a beautiful hand. If we drew Lance and Silent Magician there, that would have been ridiculously good, but I'm not going to complain, because our hand was very solid. And we pass it over, Every backed by 2 back or 3 back row. So now we can negate his monster effects, make Every unaffected by spell or traps, and then since Every, so I'm just going to let him hit this. Don't hit Chalice, please. Fuck. Whatever, it's fine. Whatever, that's fine. Damn. 33% chance. Summoning Recon. Man, he would hit the Chalice and like... Lucky, lucky boy. Damn it. So Dinah, okay, so Recon. It's not beatdown. You can't clear my Every, so I'm just gonna chain Lance, target his Dinah. Yeah. So he's gonna banish the spellcasters in my grave, which means Every can't come back, but she's not gonna be cleared this turn, so I'm still gonna be able to banish his Dinah. Yes, banish the Dinah. I'm assuming it's like Wall of D face down, maybe. Drew Silent Magician. It's pretty good. However, I'm not going to tribute because there are no spellcasters in the grave for Every to use to come back. So I'm just going to Time Passage, booster to 44, attack for lethal. Lethal. Alright, well, that was quick enough. Still got lucky with for hires, but it didn't even matter. Alright, let's do another one. Tristan Taylor. But what is played on Tristan Taylor? I don't even know. I hate that mat. Why do people like that mat? Very good hand. Full combo, Chalice, Silent Magician. That's ridiculous. If we draw Lance, that's ideal. No, Subterror. What? Subterror. Water, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Just not inconsequential. Tiki Soul. I Chalice the Nemesis Warrior. That's actually really good that we have Chalice here. So if that's Subterror final... Wait a minute. How would that work? So if that's Final Battle face down, and I Chalice the Nemesis Warrior, and he flips it face down to avoid the effect negation, would it still resolve? I'm not sure. But I'm assuming that's Final Battle. I guess we're just going to have to see how this plays out. Activate Calling. Summoning Silent Magician early wouldn't do anything. That's pointless. So when passed here in defense, anything could be Tretch. Nope. Time Passage effect. Boost past to 4. Past effect. Target herself to reduce herself. Banish the light. Do not chain. Banish the light. Only the light. Reduce. Light effect. Summon water. Now if we draw Lance, it's really good. Summoning water from deck. This is why we play 2, because if we draw 1, we still want to be able to summon and draw 2. It's fine for next turn. I'm gonna make... Oh wait. Interesting. Do I just make... So I could make Black Rose just below the field. Or I could make Arcanite. Force the... this is all based around the back row being Final Battle. It's like the most likely back row. If it was Canada, I would have used it by now before I had the chance to synchro. I think I go for Arcanite to try to target the Nemesis, force its effect, chain Chalice to negate, and then pop the back row and then summon Silent Magician. That makes sense. I think it has to be Arcanite here. Every doesn't do me much good. So Arcanite defense gets 2 counters. Yep. Silent Magician will be at 25 attack. Remove to target this. Chain effect. Now if that back row is like another trap monster and it's useless, then if he goes for the Umastrix summon here, he can't flip it face up and I can just destroy it. That's also cool. It's also cool. Huh. He's thinking. He's thinking real hard. Come on, buddy. Just letting it go. So that back row probably isn't final battle. Okay, so now I'm going to pop the back row. See what it is. Interesting. So it's another trap monster. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Well, that worked out really well. It resets itself. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Actually, kind of sucks. Okay, well, anyway. Attack over that one. And pass it back, so it's R5, technically 4, because level 8 doesn't really do much. So R4 to his 3, we're up in card advantage, which is always nice. He's just going to pass. Interesting. So we know what that back row is, so we have game, right? There's no reason to not... Yeah, still going to try and full combo, because we know what the back row is. I can summon Past from deck, activate Time Passage, target Past, activate to reduce herself or water, doesn't really matter. Banishing this, no. Banishing the Arcanite in the grave to reduce herself. Specialing every. Could go Star Eater. 3/4/4, but no, not worth. Cool. So every's 28. Gonna attack for 2k. Make him use Tiki Soul. He's gonna take it. Okay, well, you have to use it eventually. I guess it makes sense. He only takes 2k instead of 28 this time. That's correct. Turn off. Chalice is annoying me. Very annoying. Getting prompted all the time. Now turn it back on so that we don't forget. Setting 1 again. Just gonna hold everything in my hand, I guess, because either attack is lethal. He has to stop both. Now we attack. Tiki Curse, that's fine. Continue to attack. Turn off toggle and attack again. Right? Cool. Awesome. Alright, let's do one more. Akiza Izinski. What grows in the grave? Level augmentation? What could it be? Balance, okay. So, Triomid? What plays balance? Triomid. No extra decks, so Triomid. Good call. We have full combo and Silent Magician. Our hand is very good. And Lance. Lance is very important in this matchup. I'm assuming Pulse is one of those back rows, so we have to play around 1 Canadia. So we are going to Fortune Vision, see if it's a Cyclone face down. It shouldn't be though, because it's balanced, so it should be all field spells. So he's going to activate Dancer, that's fine. Pulse is not live still, that's good. He's going to activate Cruiser from deck, correct. Add to hand, Fortune Lady Calling. Now we're going to summon Past. Probably get Canadian here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's fine. And this is why we play the Lance. situations exactly like this. Target passed. Now that has to be another Canadia. Okay, so it's probably a pulse. Summoning light from deck. Activate skill. Target passed. Activate passed. Okay, so that back row isn't even activatable, so it's probably a battle trap. Yeah, it's not. So banish light, reduce. Sure, so I'll read that in a second. I forget which one. So special water. Draw 2. Okay, so ew, that's not very good. So when this Chalice would have been good to draw, but so what the effect we just used with Fortune Vision is once per turn, if a card I control is banished by card effect, I can activate this effect. This turn, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, even if Fortune Vision leaves the field. And then once per turn, if a card my opponent controls is banished by card effect, you can make the next battle damage you take this turn become 0. So I banished my own light, so therefore my monsters can't be destroyed by battle or by card effect this turn. I think I'm going to summon Arcanite in this instance because that's obviously a battle trap. Like I don't want to get deprisoned or something. So Arcanite's just going to pop 2. Activate. Banished. Pop the back row. Scoop it up. Awesome. Alright, let's do one more. That was pretty quick. So we're up against a Tetsu Trudge. Probably just a generic beatdown deck. Dark Lords, Blue Eyes, any of that stuff. We're going first. We have full combo. I'm going to summon the light because I want to keep the past in my hand as a tuner for the following turn. So we summoned light, summoning past from our deck. Activate time passage. Whoops. Target past. Activate past effect. Target herself. Banish the light to decrease her level. Light effect to summon water. Water effect to draw 2. And now we want to see Lancer Chalice here. Neither, it's fine. Still have the Fortune, or we still have the Silent Magician. So now this field is pretty formidable. We have a spell negate, a Silent Magician level 8 summon, and then an every banish on the following turn. So special summon. If he deals with our Silent Magician the following turn, we can at least summon past and tribute her for another Silent Magician. So that's pretty good. Or we can make a Scrap Dragon with our Silent Magician and our Fortune Lady past. Or we can make a Star Eater with our Silent Magician level 8 and Fortune Lady past by time passaging and then using past to reduce her own level. So 3 and an 8. A lot of cool synchro plays here. But probably Dark Lords. We'll see. It's got some plays to think about. Without that draw 2 off of water, our Silent Magician would be 1500 attack right now. That is not very good. I'm not going to negate Knights. I'm going to wait for the Ritual spell. I'll probably negate the Evolution. Is that what it's called? Or is it Revolution? This one. Evolution. Okay, so he discarded that, so that means he probably has another one in hand. But I don't want him to stack the grave with any Vendreds. I just want him to have to use what's in his hand right now. So I'm going to negate the Evolution. Yeah, so because if I let the Evolution go through and he has Origin, that means he gets a Slayer to grave and summons a Slayer in his hand, and then he can just Origin to swap the one in the grave and then on the field. Okay, or he's just going to set pass. Okay, so every effect, banish, doesn't really matter. Summon herself. Now we have a huge monster. Big girl. Vendreds have huge defense. If that's Revenants, we can't kill him no matter what. But if that is Hound Horde or Striges, we can probably kill him. So we go past. We drew another. Wow. We drew all 3. It doesn't even matter. Our board is so good. So yeah. So this is 4K on board. No reason to use time passage here. It's just going to attack. So Revenants, so it didn't matter. Okay. Now we have 2 Silent Magicians on the field, so we can negate 2 ritual spells. So don't. That was always bad. Almost distracted. So 2k to the face. Any attack is lethal. We can negate 2 ritual spells, so he will not be making a play. And if he summons anything anyway, then we can just banish with every in the following turn. So I think 99% sure we win here. I don't think there's anything he can do. Yeah, he plays 2 Revenant though. Interesting. But so we know he has Revenant and Slayer in his hand, so we know he can have 2 maximum ritual spells, at which point he can't summon anything. So that's game. He can set Revenants again and block 2 attacks, but that is still game. Activate Origin, negate the other. Sorry, buddy. And now he tried to summon it, so we're just going to banish it with every, and he's going to scoop it up. Alright, so that is the deck. Obviously very strong, as you can see by these replays. I didn't skip. Sometimes with some decks, it takes me a while to get a couple wins in a row. But with this deck, it was very quick. I think I had there were 2 games where I bricked with Silent Magician, Chalice Lance, and a level 8. And then on another game, I bricked with level 8 at another point. But that's the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry I've been so absent recently. I just recently moved back into college, so it took about a week or so to get settled. But I will be back and hopefully making more consistent videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.